Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. For those who may know me, I'm Stephanie, and today is going to be the final episode for my AI series, and we're going to kind of just go down a bit of a memory lane in what I have done and the latest update, which is the final update for my project, and then have a bit of a reflection about it. Think back of what could be progress and how can I move forward in the future. So let's get started. So first of all, what actually was my project? So my project was an AI project, and it was meant to build a weed identification AI inspired by John Deere and Blue River technology. And its main purpose, as suggested by the name, was to identify certain types of weeds. Obviously, I'm starting off small, so I can't go on to identify every single weed possible. Instead, I focused on 5 types of weeds. So chickweed, fat hen, field bindweed, blackgrass, and cleavers. So those are my main focus because they are the most popular in my area that basically hurt and torment farmers when they are farming in their land. So in this case, my area is London, UK. So my project so my project can be split into 3 main stages, with the gathering of the data, then the training of the AI, and then the actual creation of the app for the AI. In the gathering data section, I obviously gathered data for the weeds, which was challenging for some of them, especially with the black grass, and I used Google and internet to try and find as many images as I could anyways, which was a struggle. I got a minimum of 100 for each at least, and in the AI world, that's not really a lot. They prefer to have like 500 images for the stuff, but that's all I had available, so I had to just make use of it. And if I did exceed 100 images for each, then I don't think my laptop would have been able to actually support so much data training, because it's just not made for AI in any way. It was just a basic laptop device. So let me not push it to its limits and cause a massive breakdown. After the gathering of the data, I had to label it according to the YOLO V8 format. I started off with CNN initially, so I just did a basic labeling of I didn't even label it. I just basically had the data, the training data, the validation data, and the testing data. However, when I did that, the accuracy was really, really low. Like nothing was detected ever. So I switched to a YOLO V8 object detection style and model architecture, which was better for what I was trying to do in my case anyways. So then that did improve the accuracy. I was starting to see some stuff actually happening and being detected. I was really glad. So yeah, that was for the gathering of the data. Then for the actual training of the AI, I trained my AI on the Google Colab. And although it's more beginner friendly in a way, because everything is just there in one place, you can connect to the servers, then GPUs and stuff, so you don't have to run it on your local computer directly, which mine just couldn't support. The problem was that every time I trained, it would take very extensive hours, and I would never be able to actually stay there for those extensive hours. So the moment I left or went to sleep or stuff, it would just time me out and I'd have to restart the next day. So I finally decided to, one time I started kind of in time enough. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. Wild. However, it was worth it. I got the training done after 100 epochs. I was really glad, and I got to actually test it and see its performance, get all the analysis. And yeah, if you do want to see a video on the analysis and the results, there is one that I will link below or may pop up in the right left or right of the corner of this video throughout, so you can feel free to check it out. I think I named it analysis AI results raw code, yeah, because I didn't have the app at the time. It was just looking at the main progress and what I got back from actually training it. So then after that, the training of the AI, that was done. The next stage is the actual creation of the app. So I created the app on VS Code, and yes, VS Code is quite loved by quite a lot of coders, but oh my gosh, it was such a torment. The nastiest part about VS Code was the whole configuration problems, the virtual environments and local environments, where is your file and everything. It was so hard to figure that all out, but I got through it. I got through the packages, downloading, installing, and all those issues cleared. So I do kind of refer to those kind of problems I struggled with in my article, which you can go and check out. I do believe that I will link this video in my article as well, so you may just be reading the article and see this video pop up. You may. If not, I will have link my article below this video too. And yeah, after the creation of the app, having a link to the server and everything, I did it. I got it done. I was really glad. I had a lot of support from other people that were already previously deployed apps, so it was helpful to get the progress actually going faster. And if you want to see my app or the demo of it, you can check out another video that I will link below, or may pop up on the right or left corner of this video, and you can check out the demo and how it actually worked and how it's going. So yeah, so now I intend to have a post-mortem for my project, which is basically a term to refer to reflecting about your project and thinking about, okay, how do I move forwards from it. So let's start with what I'm proud of. So for my project, I think I was really proud of my overall resilience and patience throughout the whole process, because there were so many downs. Like, yes, ups and downs, but there were so many downs, guys. So many. And during those times, it was just so hard. But I was glad I was able to go through it, you know, with the mindset I've learned and practiced to really put into test in that moment. All those mindsets I learned about stoicism, you know, being patient, getting the work done and just doing it. Yeah. So I was really glad with my overall patience throughout. I think this project, yeah, despite the technical skills, soft skills wise, patience was probably the thing I learned the most. Like, I practiced the most. Like, I tested out the most, my patience. The AI really tried my patience so many times. So yeah, I'm a new person and I'm able to really deal with this kind of stuff now way more, and actually just be calm and remain cool-headed even during like nervous, stressful moments. And I think at times that things got really hard, the best thing for me that I did, and that always worked, quite strangely I guess, but also to be expected in a way, was that I always took a step back and just left the code. Yes, I didn't suddenly just start to question the AI a lot of times and stuff, because when I did that, they'll give me solutions, it wouldn't work, I'll get stressed, and the cycle goes again. Whenever I took a step back from the code, I'll be able to just, you know, relax, set myself free from the chains of the AI. Then I'd come back feeling refreshed, renewed, with a whole new mindset of like, okay, I can do this now. I got this. And I do got this, and I can do this. Okay. So then that was something I was really proud of and happy about throughout the project. So, okay. So what I struggled on, there were quite a few things that I struggled on, to be honest, and things that I do think could have been better from the tools that I used. Because I started off with using CNN and then I moved on to YOLO V8. So I think something I could have done more was actually research, you know, during the project, of researching different ways to do stuff to see, okay, what else could I do if this is not working, which is something I didn't really do much, except for when I switched to YOLO V8. Because some of the problems I kept getting, at times I'll just be like, oh, you know, I just feel like I'll stay in that one problem and focusing on that one problem, trying to tackle it, which in the end did work out. But I do sometimes think, actually, if that didn't work, I could have just moved on to trying something else, figuring out what could have worked better for my situation, you know? So really taking the time to actually research through some problems and look at all the other viable options, instead of believing that that was the only thing I could do, you know? So yeah, that was definitely something I think I could have improved on. Data collection, especially as well, the quality, and actually learning the skill of refining the data, because I just thought that I could collect it, zoom it in, but zooming it in really did not help. It caused something called pixelation, which is when you zoom in, you see the pixels more, right? So that definitely did not help my AI to train better. So definitely learning more about things like data augmentation, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out what it is. And how to actually do it, you know, using tools that I didn't know about before, like RoboFlow apparently has a way to actually augmentate your data for you quite simply. So, you know, I realized that after doing some research for my article and stuff. So I was really surprised. I was like, oh, if I knew that, maybe I could have got even a better accuracy, you know, a better result overall. But yeah, that's something that we could have improved on. And I think also seeking out for help. Like I did seek out for help a lot of times, so I feel like I should have done that way more. Because whenever I did seek out for help, like from people instead of just the internet or conversations on Quora, Stack Overflow, and whatever, I got such faster results, and it's just so much more fun debugging with others and getting that support, fellow coders that understand the stress and the pain of going through all of that training and the data collection and the coding, right? So I just wish I used my community more. So that's definitely another lesson I've learned for, for the future anyways. So talking about the future, I've done this project and I realized that AI is not really for me. Like I love the general idea of using AI for the greater good. For example, mine was to identify weeds, which you may think is kind of basic, but actually when you're able to identify weeds, this can help out farmers to then reduce the waste and the chemicals that they spread out when trying to kill weeds, and to target the weeds that they want to kill, which is why companies like John Deere and Blue River Technology did this to help our farmers, because then there's an overall saving in the money and finances, and also saving in the ecosystem because there's less exposure to the chemicals in the land, and it's only targeting those weeds instead of also affecting the crops. So yeah, that's definitely a very cool use of AI, and I feel like AI can just be put into anything. It's so flexible, so versatile. I could just do a project and add AI to it to make it better. So that's amazing. However, it's just not for me. I can't see myself researching about AI. I can't see myself coding AI every single day of my life, collecting images, labeling them myself, or paying to get the automatic version. I just don't feel like is my kind of thing. It's really not. I felt more pain than joy during the process, and I am happy I achieved this and got it done. But when I think about when I was going through the progress, obviously I had my general mindset of like, okay, I want to succeed, I want to keep going, I don't need to stop. However, the joy compared to the stress I got throughout the process was less. Okay, the stress and the pain and the whole idea of doing the AI was more than the joy I had of actually doing it, which is something I don't really want. And also didn't feel like the sacrifice of my time, my pain, my joy was so much worth it in a way, which is something I realized that actually I care about. If I have to sacrifice something for a project, which I definitely will have to, I want to sacrifice in a way that I feel like it's worth it. I feel like the sacrifice is worth it and it's contributed to something I care about. In this case, it didn't happen. I sacrificed my time, my joy, and I just didn't feel like it was worth it. I would have dropped it if not for the fact that I have this mindset of like succeeding and winning. I felt like if I didn't complete it, I would lose, I guess myself of last year. I wanted to prove myself I can do this and I can get it done, and I did. However, I would never do this again unless it kind of infiltrates into something that's bigger, okay, like a bigger project, bigger idea that's within my general plans and my general flow of what I like. Although I doubt I would actually do the AI, maybe I'll get someone else to help me to do the AI while I do something else. So with something else, I am planning to move into battery tech and energy because I don't love climate change, I love solving for climate change. And I realized that energy is the backbone of everything. It's literally everything. And there's something called also energy poverty, and I don't want to delve into too much because I will ramble. I really love this topic already about looking through climate change and solving climate change through trying to fix energy. There's so many different things that need to be fixed in energy, so that's what I want to get into. That's what I want to look into for my future series. I'm gonna have an energy series, I guess. That's not the most unique name, but that's what it's gonna be. So I hope that you look forward to the next series starting and the next episode as much as I look forward to it, because I will release a video on it soon, hopefully next week. So until then, see you, bye, love you all. So now, ooh, oh. Anyways, for each of the weeds, it's a minimum amount of 100. It's quite low in the whole